Imagine waking up after centuries, only to find the world you once knew has changed beyond recognition. This is the story of the companions of the cave. Our tale begins in a bygone era, in a world where faith and survival were often intertwined. The Companions of the Cave is an ancient narrative that has transcended time, cultures, and generations. It's a story that has been passed down through the annals of history, its roots embedded deeply in the texts of two of the world's major religions, Islam and Christianity. In the Quran, the story is referred to as Ashab e Kahf, while in the Christian world, the story is known as the Seven Sleepers of Ephesus. Despite the differences in names and some narrative details, the central theme remains the same. It is a story of faith, resilience, and divine intervention. The tale tells us of a group of young men who, in their quest for religious freedom, found refuge in a cave. They sought to escape a society that was hostile to their beliefs, a society that was unwilling to tolerate their pursuit of truth and faith. In the safety of the cave, something extraordinary happened. The men fell into a deep sleep. But this was no ordinary slumber. This was a sleep that spanned centuries. When they finally awoke, the world outside their cave had transformed beyond recognition. This tale, as fascinating as it is not just a captivating story. It carries profound lessons of faith, patience, and divine intervention. It teaches us about the power of belief and the lengths that people will go to preserve their faith. As we delve deeper into this tale, we will explore the fascinating aspects of this story, examining the historical and religious contexts and the timeless lessons it carries. We will walk through the passages of time into the heart of the cave and the heart of the story. As we unravel their story, prepare to journey through time and faith into a cave that holds a profound mystery. In a time of persecution, a group of young believers made a daring escape. Picture this, a period in history where faith was not a choice, but an obligation imposed by a tyrannical ruler. This ruler, with an iron fist and a heart devoid of tolerance, threatened the very essence of their belief system. They were the Companions, a group of resolute young individuals, bound together by their shared commitment to their faith. Their shared devotion was not just a beacon of hope in the darkness of oppression, but also a target on their backs. The ruler's intolerance for their faith was unyielding, his threats ever looming. The Companions knew they had to leave, to escape the clutches of this oppressive regime. Their faith was their guiding light, leading them towards a path of survival and freedom. The journey was fraught with danger, each step echoing the heartbeat of their collective fear and determination. Their destination, unknown. Their objective, survival. Their motivation, faith. As they traversed the treacherous terrain, they stumbled upon an unlikely haven, a cave. It was not a grand structure, nor was it an inviting abode, but to the Companions, it was a sanctuary, a protective cocoon against the harsh world outside. In the face of imminent danger, they found solace in the unlikeliest of places. The cave was a testament to their faith, a symbol of their resilience. It was an embodiment of their journey, reflecting their determination to preserve their faith against all odds. They had escaped the clutches of a tyrannical ruler, but their journey was far from over. As they entered the cave, little did they know that it was not just a refuge, but a doorway to an unimaginable future. In the silence of the cave, time stood still, or rather, it sped up. The Companions were not merely hiding in this cave, they were cocooned within an extraordinary occurrence, a divine intervention that suspended the natural laws of time and decay. Imagine, if you will, falling into a slumber so profound that it spanned centuries. The Companions, 7 in number, lay down to rest, and as they did, something miraculous happened. As their eyes closed and their breaths slowed, time began to unravel and weave itself anew. The world outside the cave continued its relentless march forward, but inside, the Companions remained untouched by the passing of time. Their bodies were preserved in a state of sleep that defied the natural order, a divine hibernation that lasted not for a single winter, but for 309 years. While empires rose and fell, while the landscape shifted and the stars in the sky changed their courses, the Companions remained unchanged. The world aged, but they did not. A day was like a year like a century, and yet for them, it was but a single night. This was not a mere sleep. It was a miracle, a divine preservation. Their bodies, their clothes, even the dog that lay at the mouth of the cave, all were kept in a state of perfect preservation, untouched by the decay that time inevitably brings. And as the world outside spun on, the companions slept on, unaged, undisturbed, nestled in the heart of the cave. They were at once a part of the world and removed from it, cocooned within a bubble of time where the usual rules did not apply. But even the longest night must give way to the dawn, and so it was with the companions. Centuries passed in the blink of an eye, and when they awoke, the world outside the cave was not as they left it. Emerging from their ancient refuge, the companions stepped into a world they didn't recognize. It was as though they had been catapulted through time, from an era of simplicity to one of unimaginable complexity. The landscape once familiar was now transformed, bristling with structures that reached for the skies, roads that stretched to the horizon, and strange contraptions that moved with a life of their own. They marveled at the changes, their eyes wide with wonder and disbelief. They were like strangers in their own land, adrift in a sea of change. The world that they had once known was now a whisper of the past, and they were left to navigate the cacophony of the present. As they ventured deeper into this brave new world, they encountered its inhabitants, people who were as different from them as the world they now found themselves in. Language had evolved, clothes had transformed, habits had changed. Everything was different, yet eerily familiar. Their interactions were fraught with confusion, but also fascination. The people of this new era were intrigued by these strangers, their old world manners, their archaic speech, their strange clothes. Questions were asked, answers were sought, and slowly the truth began to emerge. The companions were not just strangers. They were not just men out of time. They were the living, breathing testimony of a time long past. Their existence was not just a curiosity, it was a revelation. They were the physical embodiment of a tale that had been told for centuries, a tale that had been dismissed as myth, as legend. The realization dawned slowly, but it was undeniable. The companions were not just survivors of a bygone era. They were the living proof of a divine miracle, a testament to the power of faith and the mystery of time. Their story was a bridge between the past and the present, a reminder of the enduring power of belief. In this new world, they were not just survivors, but living proof of a divine miracle. The story of the companions of the cave is not just a tale of survival, but also a testament to faith. It's a narrative that, in its essence, transcends the confines of time and space, reaching across centuries to deliver a message of profound significance. In this tale, faith is not merely a passive belief, but an active force that propels the companions into the cave and sustains them throughout their prolonged sleep. It's an unshakable trust in a higher power that grants them the courage to abandon their world and the endurance to survive in a realm of uncertainty. Faith, as depicted here, is the cornerstone of their existence, the beacon that illuminates their path and ultimately their salvation. But faith alone is not the sole hero of this story. Perseverance, too, plays a crucial role. The companions' decision to flee their homeland, to risk the unknown in pursuit of their beliefs, is a testament to their indomitable spirit. It's a reminder that sometimes the most arduous journeys are those we embark upon not out of desire, but necessity, and that perseverance often is the bridge between the world as we know it and the world as we hope it to be. And then there's the theme of divine intervention. The companions' sleep, their awakening, their discovery by the world outside. These are not mere coincidences, but divine orchestrations. They remind us that while we may be the authors of our actions, the outcomes often lie beyond our control. And in those moments, when the world seems to be spiraling out of our grasp, divine intervention can steer us back onto our path. As we ponder on their tale, we are reminded that faith can endure through time, and miracles can indeed happen in the most unexpected places. So, let's take a moment to reflect on this story, and perhaps find a nugget of wisdom that resonates with our own journey.